Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. Today I'm going to show you the basics of taking an Adobe Premiere Pro timeline, and we're going to export that out of Premiere Pro and import it into Davinci Resolve. There's a few caveats that you kind of need to be aware of, but for the most part it works really well. You can do some work in Premiere Pro with your team, have them export pieces of the project as timelines, and go ahead and import those into Davinci Resolve. So let's go ahead and jump in and I'll show you how this is done. So I've got a pretty simple timeline here. It just has 4 clips and there's some transitions, and also I put some text in there just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So nothing really fancy, but I'm going to show you the basics here. So I want to point out one thing. One of these transitions is this page peel, and really Davinci Resolve does not have anything like that. And I'm going to show you what it does when you export it. Go up here to File, go to Export, and we want to export a AAF file. And it asks if we want to mix down the video, use tape sources when present, enable the breakout to mono. I don't have any audio in this timeline, so I'm not going to do that. And all these settings are kind of set by the project parameters. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit OK here. And it's going to ask me what I want to save this as. I'll go ahead and call it Sequence 1 just to make it simple. And hit Save. So if it has any problems, it's going to give us a little pop-up and tell us the issues that it had. So it has page peel, it couldn't do that, and it can't export the Adobe text. So no big deal. I really don't like the text in Adobe Pro anyways. Davinci Resolve does a little bit better job, so that will work for me. So I'm going to hit OK here, just close that out. Now let's jump over to Davinci Resolve. I have a blank timeline. And I'm going to go up here to File, and this time we're going to import, and we want to import a timeline. So you can see my sequence 01 AF is sitting right there, and that's one of the options down here. You can see all the available options of timelines that we can import into Resolve. I'm going to use the AAF file, open it. It's going to give me some options, what to name it. I'm going to keep it as Sequence 1, and we want to automatically set up project settings, so it's going to replicate what was in Adobe Premiere Pro, and that's okay with me. All these other things, like it was an HD timeline, so I'm good there. I'm going to go ahead and just hit OK here. So the one file that it didn't find, we'll go ahead and say, do you want to select another folder to search from? We're going to say no. And I wanted to do this to show you the file. It's going to give us a log of what it found and what it didn't find. And so the issue we have is that text, and we kind of got that warning from Adobe Premiere Pro. It told us it was going to have an issue. So close this warning log box. You can see that media is not found there. So I'm going to just delete out that text file there. But I have all the clips in order. Everything's there. It even put transitions in there. These were just some cross dissolve transitions, so those work. And one of the other errors, I didn't read it off, but it basically degraded that page peel into a cross dissolve. So you can see that's what it did there, which is fine. So at least it gave us a transition, and then we can go ahead and select it if we want to here. Make this a little bit bigger. So if I want to select that transition, so it's saying it is a cross dissolve, and I can change it here to something that's built into Davinci Resolve, or leave it as a cross dissolve and set all the frame length, set all the things that I want to there. But I'm just going to leave it as is. And so there's my complete timelines. The same timing that Adobe Premiere had. It just puts it into Davinci Resolve so we can do our magic there. So pretty simple setup. It is possible to transfer all the effects from Premiere Pro into Davinci Resolve, but you have to do it a little bit differently. And the negative side of that is you won't be able to edit those items in Davinci Resolve. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So back in Premiere Pro, when you do your export, so we're going to go here to File, Export AAF. This time what you want to do is you want to mix down the video, make sure that that is selected. And when you hit OK, it's going to go through the same thing. It's going to create a new sequence. I already did that. So you're just going to hit save. It takes a little bit longer because it has to process all of those effects. But like that page peel and the text that we put in Premiere Pro will then show up in Davinci Resolve. So let me jump over to Resolve. Okay, so I already imported in the timeline that I exported with the mixdown video. And you can see here, when we get to the text, it shows up here. And when I go to that page peel, you can see that effect also shows up in Davinci Resolve, but it is one continuous timeline. I can't edit the transitions. I can't move things around. There's less control after we bring it in. But if you have an expert on your team that uses Premiere Pro and is really great, you just want to leave that part up to him, that's fine. But overall, not a lot of differences between just importing in an exported clip from Premiere Pro. You can maybe do a few extra things, but really there's a limited amount you can do with it. I just want to show you some of the caveats of what it doesn't import, but that AAF file works pretty good. Blackmagic Design has been working on this with every upgrade. You can see in their logs that they've been trying to improve this, and it's working really solid right now, I think. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments, and I'll try to give you some answers. Thanks again. Take care, everybody.